What's up, everybody? What's up, Holy Keebs, Burn, Baron, Jabronis? What's up, bro? Jishi, Sky, Conan, Katsu. Kele, how you doing? What keyboard is that on the desk? This is the Geist Ada with Glacier keycaps from Kikobo. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, after putting this combo together, I legitimately think this particular gray with this blue is now my favorite color combo. And I know blue. It's weird to say out loud, but dude, I freaking love this. Thank you for forcing me to do this, guys. Early, haven't gotten dinner ready yet? What time is it there, Dream? It's really pretty. Blue is your favorite, admit it. No, blue is not my favorite, but baby blue is not bad, okay? Nothing better than a chill Saturday stream for studying. I need a chill stream. I had the most lengthiest day of work yesterday in a long time, literally from like 8:30 in the morning all the way to 2 a.m. non-stop. So I need a beautiful stream with you beautiful people. Herb, how you doing? It's a great day. I just finished building my Pangea full-size extra. Ooh, how'd that turn out, Nutty is? What's up, Oak?
Sorry to all the other designers I have met, but Kurt is my favorite besides MVKBXD.
Actually, Jopo, what's up, bro? Thank you so much for 11 months. Dude, there are some crazy designers, in a good way. Not crazy in a bad way. Crazy in a good way. But yeah, it's a lazy day, guys. I don't know how long this stream is going to be. I might even build like 2 or 3 keyboards. I'm well rested right now. I'm feeling good. I went on a morning walk. Oh, so we're just gonna cruise why is my camera off centered? We're gonna cruise very slowly through today's stream. Let me adjust my camera here. I think I may have knocked it over a little bit. Very slow through today's stream. Maybe one personal build. I don't know. I haven't made the decision yet. I don't know what we're gonna do. But yeah, we're just gonna peruse through today's stream. Built it with lavenders? Oh, wait, how was the Milwaukee? Was that recently? You looking good today, my guy? Thank you, Utoy. Thank you. That's not correct. Oh, the keyboard I'm using. Dude, I always forget about that command. I'll change that later. What keycaps are those blue? Bro, Glacier from Kikobo might be one of my new faves. Yes, there will be a sub goal today. Actually, I totally forgot to set that up. Let me go set that up right now, and there's already been 1 sub, so 1 sec. Let me set that up for you guys. I'll explain what's happening. Wrong button. 1 minute. We'll do 2.
Only 3 months to our second child. You're too early. Come back in 7 minutes. Lel ero leru leru.
Oh yeah, I am early. Dude, I don't know why. I thought I was going to be a little late today. Well, how do I set this up again? I honestly don't love how they have the sub-goal stuff on Twitch. 1 second.
Hello, Alex and stream. Happy Sunday fun day.
Always a happy Sunday fun day. Alright, that did not work to reset it. Let's just do a sub-goal of 50. Save. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Dragon, thank you guys, I appreciate it. Also Zeal, love you buddy. Goals, let's do, there's been 5 subs. Save, that worked? Okay, perfect. Alright, so nice. The thing
Happy
happening
lazy
today.
Sunday.
Where's the sub goal thing now? That's a great question. Hey, what happened to my sub goal thing? Is it on this one? There it is. I don't know why it's just called 0 now. Okay, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. There'll be a mystery keyboard giveaway, and the way this is going to work is once or twice a week, maybe even more, depending. I will be running a sub goal for the day, and if we hit the sub goal, we give away a keyboard, and someone gets a mystery keyboard. They're all nice keyboards. They're all fully built. It won't be often that I run these, but I think now until December, we'll do mystery days, where if there's a sub goal on screen, and I won't say anything, but today will be the first because I'm explaining, but there'll be a sub goal, and then we'll run a giveaway at the end of the stream. So I'm about to go to bed, waking up in 6 hours. Hope you're still streaming. I might be. Well, actually, 6 hours might be stretching it, but it would probably be like a 3 or 4. And we pay for shipping. I'll pay for shipping if it's within Canada and United States. Anything outside of that might be a little pricey, so I will cover shipping within Canada and United States, and then outside, unfortunately, I won't be able to. Thank you, Bird.
Dear Alexander,
thank you,
thank you for this haven of good vibes and good keyboards. Perchance if you ever in Texas you could treat me to a coffee perchance. Oh, and
yes.
Don't ban an at #AD.
Yeah, absolutely. We can make that. We can make that happen. Could we do a 10,000 sub goal and I can ship you to Dubai? Oh, for like the day or forever? Gam Jams, thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you again, Burn. All right, well, how are you guys doing today? I am pooped. I'm glad we're just chilling today. Non-serious. Cracked, thank you so much for the 5 tier ones, man. So nice. Can your next board be called Perchance? Perchance. Oh, by the way, the only thing I will not be covering is import duties because I literally am unable to do those ahead of time. I can get like an estimate of how much it will cost, but it always varies. So that's the only thing that won't be covered for internet or for anybody will be duties. The Bull X alexotos Perchance. That'd be funny. Daniel, thank you so much. I appreciate the subs, man. The sub goal will be for like giveaways. It's only gonna be one keyboard today. It's just one single unit. But I'm not gonna tell you guys what they are. Like even the winner won't know. I'm just gonna ship you a keyboard and hope you like it. A lot of people actually got their keyboards from the last giveaway already, so GBB, what's up, bro? How you doing? Yeah, they're fun,
Mr.
right?
Sub Goal Days should be fun.
They're all fun keyboards, all good keyboards. Tempted to give some subs, but I'm still unemployed. Dude, you hold on for now. No. I'm gonna deny that. I feel like my arm got bruised from something. Oh, man. What'd you guys all do yesterday? How was your Saturdays? Can you pay for my Presto if Toronto Man wins? Sure. Wait, you're working on TKL? Am I tweaking? No. Am I working on TKL? No. I'm not working on a TKL or anything. Actually, that kind of gives it away maybe for what the next keyboard is. Keyboard, thank you so much. I appreciate the tier 1.
Mystery
fun,
giveaways
right?
is a fun idea for the holidays.
I was thinking this is probably what I'm going to be doing instead of a big subathon. Or maybe there still will be one, like a small thing for Christmas. But I think this will be fun leading up to Christmas. That way we don't have like a million keyboards I have to give away in one single week.
It's cool that you kept the theme of a bunkoff numbers going. Thanks for the Quantum 60. I sent you my shipping information. I'll be waiting for the tracking.
God damn, dude.
You don't announce the winner? I think we have to announce the winner. I like subathons, but I like spread out like this better. Me too. I think everyone has been. I had to wait for a package to arrive when I went to my Padres for the weekend. Oh, dude. I hate that feeling. I hate being out and then having to wait for a package. It's like the most like infuriating feeling ever. Actually, speaking of packages, I have an update for you guys. Did I tell you the end goal of what happened with that robot vacuum that I ended up ordering that never ended up coming because of Amazon's bullshit? Did I ever tell you? I think I did, right? Well, I still have to go return the other piece that came with it. But every week now, every week I'm seeing Amazon try to charge me for the price of the vacuum, and it keeps getting denied by my credit card. It's been so weird. What are you guys doing this Halloween? Nothing. I think I've reached that point now where I would love to do something for Halloween, but I think this week I need to relax. So I'm gonna be doing nothing. This week here, nothing at all. You know what I really want to do?
Alexotra.
Thank you, Clown. I appreciate that, man. I really want to just spend some time with my cameras this upcoming weekend. I want to like go somewhere and create some art. That's not products and like around here. I want to actually take some photos. So that might be my weekend goal this week. Maybe spend Saturday and Sunday doing some photography. I'll watch an alexotos stream. Thank you, Dragon. Dragon, did you end up getting the classic TKL I sent you? Also, oh, can you send me your shipping info? Because I have to send you those things from the meetup. Amazon does this weird thing, but I'm pretty sure your whiteboard will also come with the vacuum cleaner. Jeez. I don't want that whiteboard anymore, man. Pisses me off. Photos for the sake of it? Yeah, just to take some pics, you know. Honestly, it's best to stay, it's best to, stay, we'll drink a lot because it's a holiday. Oh, true, actually, because the roads might be a little busy because of that too. Resident, you're right, you're right. Truthfully, you can learn a lot doing nothing. That's like my next goal. This sounds really dumb, but I think I need to like learn. Actually, dude, I kind of have this like weird internal feeling that I feel like a lot of people need to learn this. Me included. I need to learn how to do nothing and just be satisfied doing nothing. Resident, it's okay. I understood what you were trying to say, Resident. But yeah, dude. It's okay to be bored. Yeah, I really need to learn how to do that again. Truly, I think technology has fucking spoiled me to the point where I don't know how to be bored anymore. Dynacap? Oh, well, I guess we'll do the giveaway right away. Jeez. All right, well, thank you very much. Dynacap EC. I'm guessing that's clever, or I don't... Is that just a fan? I have no clue. I haven't seen the Dynacap account. Thank you very much, man. That's fast. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, let me go run this for you guys. Thank you so much, dude. It's Garrett at the moment. Okay. Let's see. Giveaways. Mystery keyboard. And then give everyone stick it for free.
Hi, Alex. Is the new
Fun.
MX Master any good?
It's actually really good. Okay, you want to talk about it? I actually really like it. Create and start. Okay, there you guys go. You guys can enter by typing in !ticket, I think. Okay. I hate to admit this. I really like this mouse. But so far, I don't know. We could get this typical Logitech bullshit of where this just stops working in a few months. But yes, the short answer is this mouse is really, really good. I really like the way this feels. Also, thank you, Struggle. I appreciate it, man. Really like it. I do wish the sensor had a little bit more oomph to it in certain cases. Because, like, you know, it is a low polling sensor for battery life. But yes, I think the clicks, they're not as snappy because it's using a more silent click. So this is the click. So it's a very silent click, but I've been kind of actually enjoying that for work. It's very heavy. It's very, very, very heavy. So right now, my answer is yes. I've also been using this button over here with a shortcut wheel a lot because it has haptic feedback, so I really like it. But I'm going to give it another week or two before I write a full review because I do want to. This will be my very first and probably only ever mouse review. But yes. So far, so good. I really like this mouse. Logitech actually maybe redeemed themselves for once with a singular product. So, what do you advise people do who have lots of boards already but want to stay in the hobby? The best thing to do, King Midas, maybe pick yourself up a few hot swap. Actually, really good question. The way I find a lot of joy in the hobby still is picking up, like, okay, let me just tell you a story. I think this is easier. And then after the story, we'll draw the winner. When I started getting a little bit, not bored, but jaded of looking at keyboards, what really helped me was switches and then keycaps and then kind of dressing up the boards differently. You got no ping for the stream? Oh, I don't know. I tagged everybody. But yeah, I think for me, it was just a lot of having fun doing that. You know, just picking up different switches, franken switching some stuff, learning how to mod my already existing keyboards. And then, kind of like what Mochief said and a few people have already said too, you could just sell off keyboards that are not interesting you anymore. But yeah, you could do that. Like, that could be a thing you do. But for me, it was really just switches. And then also participating in the community was a huge one as well. There was a point where I feel like I was just doing streams and I wasn't really talking to a lot of people. And then the moment I started becoming like, you know, closer friends with a few people in the hobby and just enjoying that aspect of things, it really changed it for me. So I don't know, my version on what to do, but there's tons of stuff you could do. Stab my fingers with those switches, so it should be extra good or something like that. Hell yeah. It'll be like a, what is it called? Those like little pincushion dolls that you control people with. How are you, man? Had a question with the Hellcat Alice display. Can you set GIFs? I didn't try. I'm not sure the answer to that, Clax, but perhaps. Like, I'm not 100% positive on that one. But I can check for you later. Voodoo, yeah. All right, let's draw the winner. Let us draw the winner. All right, winner for the mystery keyboard is Sumo. Congratulations. Congratulations, dude. What, dude? Congrats, man. Sumo, I'm gonna write down your name here and I will send you a link later where you can fill out a build command. Or, fucking build command. Fill out a giveaway list. Whatever the frick it's called. One sec, let me make a new thing here. I shouldn't have been late, GG. Dude, it got, the goal was crazy quick. How do I add a new, okay, here we go. Boom. All right. We'll call this Mystery 1. All right. Congrats, man. All right, so guess let's take a look at the board today. The ADA's looking and sounding pretty nice. Dude, it sounds so good. Listen to this. Check this out. Oh, where's my notes? Here it is. I think it sounds better with the Kikobo on it. Oddly enough. No, I would say they're very blue. Glacier is blue. Ignore my scuff, my little poo stain, but it is, I would say it's pretty blue. I don't see even a hint of green in this. And my cameras also lean a little bit green too, so that sounds incredible. Love that. It sounds so nice. A what stain? I just dropped something on it, so I just been calling it a poo stain. It dropped like, it's not actually poo. I dropped like a black plastic frame on it, and it completely scuffed the keycap to the point where I can't get it off. I don't know. Whatever. Damn, that sucks. It happens. Gives it character, you know? Take care, Weesh. Love you, buddy. What's my favorite Switch? Cherry MX Blacks. The classic. Yeah, gives it character. Alright, let's take a look at this. Oh god, this is heavy. The Fragment TKL by Bunch of Numbers. I've been looking forward to this for a while. This is really loud. Life. Can in peace leaving stream. Dude, you're all good, Life. First of all, I love Bunch of Numbers carrying case. I've always been a fan. You have literally a bunch of numbers on this. Beautiful. Love it. Now, he did send over the keyboard. This is sponsored because he did send this over. Will not change how I feel or how I criticize things. You guys are all fully aware of that. I have heavily criticized a lot of stuff. Okay. But this is the Fragment TKL. He did send a pre-assembled unit or a pre-assembled PCB as well as a new one for us to build. I will take a look at the pre-assembled one after. I think he pre-assembled it with cherry switches. So today I will not be using cherry switches. Although I can't remember if I don't know if it's for sure he sent that here, but we'll see. So if you guys haven't seen this keyboard, before we get too into this, if you guys want to, it's on the exclamation point build command. But this is the Fragment. The Fragment's going to be an interesting one because it has kind of this little accent piece on the top, which you guys will see here in a moment. It is quite beautiful, and I would say A Bunch of Numbers has this knack for making something unique, even with the last board that he did, which I thought was beautiful. They have a bunch of different colors for this with some beautiful wooden accents, and there's even one that's kind of a special edition carbon forged one, which, dude, I need to show you guys my screen because this thing is absolutely stunning. Let me pull. Ooh, my camera hates this. Let me pull this up. Let me show you guys. Oh, I have to I always hate when it does this. I gotta do like this and then this. Okay. Check this out. That's the carbon one. But yeah, it has some resin features to it, which we'll take a look at. It's a plateless O-ring, but here are the colors, just so we can all see. There is Frost, Slate, Moss, Dune, and Drift, and Carbon. There's also a configurator, which if you guys want to, I haven't actually booted up the configurator yet, but you guys can configure things. Very, very cool. So pretty awesome. And well, actually, let's just change this to USD so we can kind of, I'll just pick the British Virgin Isles. So actually, I don't even know how much the carbon one is. Does carbon on the website yet? Okay, there's lots of ways you can build this up, by the way, but it does look like it starts at 330, and then depending on what you want. But beautiful looking keyboard. I'm excited. It's not every day we get to do something with lots of wooden accents, which I think is always fun. Also, a little dangerous in some cases because wood does change over time, so we can get a good look at this today, and I can kind of usually tell if something's been done well, depending on how they end up using the wooden accents. There is brass too, so if you don't want wood, you can just do brass. Also different back plates, you can do different cutouts, which is very fun, which I don't know if I'd do anything for this. But very cool. And then the cool thing is the resin pieces on top, which I really like. Which are these things? I don't know if it'll allow us to click here, but you can get some different resin pieces and then, you know, different plates, etc., etc. Cool though. Very, very cool. And like I was showing you guys, it is a plateless O-ring. So very cool, as well as a top mount, which should be fun. And if this is anything like the Quantum, I believe this is probably going to use that same kind of like system on the edges, where you kind of can do a plateless PC, well, it says plateless PCB, plateless O-ring. It's actually kind of a neat system, which I think also allows you to use whatever stabilizers you want, which is also very, very awesome. Internal screws, and we have some different PCB layouts, so it does look like this is a fixed bottom row. And there we go. Let's take a look at what we got here. Is that, which keycap set is that on that prototype? I like that keycap set. The O-ring system has changed a lot since the Quantum. Hi, bunch of numbers. Oh, that's good to know too. Alex, I'm a straight male, so for me it's function over form. Oh my god, dude. Okay, just so you guys know what Annette's saying, someone put that as a comment on my YouTube channel, and they started off with "I'm a straight male," like that did not pertain to the conversation at all, and they were just trying to tell us how poopy butthole JST connectors are, and apparently being straight really mattered in this case. Bro, I don't know. What a stupid comment that was. That was hilarious. Did you guys see that already? It was, bro, I don't even know, man. I don't know, dude. It was the weirdest thing. I looked at that and I scratched my head, and I'm just like, all right there, buddy. Ooh, these resin pieces look beautiful already. Oh man, I can't wait to put this on. So we got some accessories here, as well as a cleaning cloth. Oh my gosh. Well, it said the carbon one was TBD. Ooh, this is like very much in there. Happy Sunday, Ernesto. Let's take a look. Always a pleasure doing one of Bunch of Numbers keyboards here. I already like this. That looks good already. Oh, dude, that is actually really nice with the resin pieces there. And obviously you can do whatever you want with this piece. You can just take it out if you don't like it. That is cool, man. I do like the use of this accent piece here. I think this is a really fun use of the accent. Looks a bit lighter than the Quantum Sand color. Perhaps. I have the sand color for the Quantum, I think. I think that's the one I have. Oh, is this a coated piece of wood? Because I do see some shine on this, which is actually quite lovely. How is this finished? Bunch of numbers. This is really pretty, man. Damn. So can you use your charm on KBD fans and hint at a possible EC option for their Tofu 6065? I could maybe try. Might be an insta buy for you, ISO. Wow. Dude, this is... the wood is glossy, but not too glossy. Yeah, it's not like overly glossy too. Like you can really appreciate the wood. Actually, let's see. How would it look like from the side view? Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be crazy glossy even with the light being like literally over here. But you can see the reflection of like my lamp. It's kind of classy looking. Clear varnish that is lightly hand polished. All done in the UK to aid with tariffs. Very awesome. So what I really like about this already, first of all, we have bubble feet, which is, please, give me more keyboards with just standard feet like this. The wood isn't absolutely picture perfect around some of the screws, but I think that kind of adds to like the whole, this is a custom piece kind of thing. And I'll show you guys what I mean just so you guys can see. It's not picture perfect. I'm assuming it will probably be a little bit better for the finalized ones, but even with this, like I think that's acceptable considering. Ooh, I really like this too. I don't know if it's easy to tell, but see how this kind of protrudes outwards? And then we have a brass piece sitting over there too. Everything has these like really nice chamfers to it. That is nice looking for the back piece. That is cool. This would go hard with wood burning engraving. Oh, true. That would be really cool for this lugs. And then this is the part I really appreciate is we still get to see some of this wood over here. I'm a bit conflicted on this bottom, very home flooring. I think this is oak, right? You'll see a lot of this. I think even my floors here are oak or something. I mean, it's oak. Oak is very commonly used in homes, so as a straight man, I really like wood. I hope that guy never comments on my stuff again, bro. I really hope so. This could be really fun as like a project to do some like wood burning stuff too. Very, very cool. I'm anything but common, sir. And then this is what's really fun. I wonder if a bunch of numbers will eventually do some like resin / wood back pieces for this board. This is beautiful. Here is the side profile, very basic box on wedge. Very, very basic. So I wouldn't say this side profile is anything to like, write home about. But the back, gorgeous. Look at this whole silhouette of this back over here. Like this is crazy. So you got 1, 2, 3 materials. Gorgeous. And then again, you have the front, which gives you a little bit of that wood accent too. So you can actually look at the wood. You can visually see the wood while you're actually using the keyboard, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. Internally, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 technically weights, which is fun. And then we have some internal screws, which are angled, which I prefer the angled ones a lot more than just the ones that go straight down. And then we have our USB-C daughter board connection right here on the bottom as well. Now, the price of this particular unit, I think was still around, was it still around $330? Let me double check. Because if that's so, this is technically Dune. So let's go Dune. And then let's do, or is this Drift? No, this is Dune. And then let's do bottom color. We'll just do Dune again. This is WinKey version, and then this is the oak. And then if you were to go for a navigation badge, this is a resin badge, or is this a split badge? And then this has an F13 badge, so we're just going to price that in here too, which is a split one as well. And then let's just pick no plate for now, because you can build this plateless, and then a solder PCB. So this particular unit would be 380. And if you opted to go for none of the resin pieces, if you didn't want a badge, or if you just wanted like an oak badge, and you didn't want the F13 badge, this would be 340. Very fair. Extremely fair in today's economy. Extremely, extremely fair. How do you guys feel about the pricing? Obviously, we haven't built the keyboard yet, but that's pretty solid pricing, to be honest. I would think so, too. Considering we're also getting somewhat hand-finished pieces, like this. Extremely fair. Would full brass versus the wood? Well, I don't actually know how thick this piece is. I would assume it maybe affects it a little bit, but there's no wood on the inside of the keyboard, as you can see, other than this one little piece here. I would assume you're not going to get much of a sound difference. It might just add some weight to the keyboard, but honestly, this is already pretty weighty. I don't think this needs to go any heavier than what it is now. All right, let's see what else we got in the bag here. Yeah, a bunch of numbers always impresses me with this. Oh, maybe he didn't send over the one pre-built already. Cool. That means we can use any switch today. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh. The other PCB assembly was in the second box that was attached to the shipping box. Oh, bro, honestly, I was wondering why the box was so thick on the bottom. Hold on one sec. Let me go get it. Hold on. Let me go find that thing right now, dude. That's my bad. Here's my knife. Hey, here it is. You might have told me that, and I might have just not looked. Okay, I also want to say, I not just this board, but even stuff Clever has been making, and a lot more of the custom keyboards we've been seeing recently. I want to say thank you to the designers of these boards. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, this is what makes, for me anyways, the keyboard hobby so exciting when it comes to just the products themselves. It is so refreshing seeing designs like this where they, I'm not going to say they push the boundaries, but in a way they kind of do, and they're not afraid to explore with something new and perhaps land, flat on their face if something goes wrong. But I think this is what makes the hobby special. Like these kind of keyboards really make me excited to build things, and I feel very blessed, and I think all of us in the hobby should really appreciate some of these designers. Very cool. Was going to buy it, but it looks like it's sold out. I don't think it has started selling yet, King Midas. It'll be soon. It's great to see their creativity come through. Exactly. So this is the pre-assembled one, which we'll throw this in afterwards. You know what I'm wondering? Since this is a plateless version, maybe we should build one with a plate today. What do you guys think? Maybe we'll do a plate version today. Whether you love or hate this key, the innovation is great for the hobby. Yeah, and it's just cool to see people explore different things, like a bunch of numbers doing this, and then we have Rabbit with, the Tiga, where he was exploring different materials like Alcantara, suede, or whatever that thing is. So here is the pre-assembled one. This one here will be the plateless. So perhaps we'll just leave this in plateless configuration. And we'll do the other one with what's it called? With a plate. So what plates do we have here? Let's see what we got. So if you do hot swap, no bring, correct? What happened? Oh no, you can do hot swap O-ring. I actually, it depends on the switch. But yes, technically you can. So the O-ring would sit, basically we have to install these like little peg things, but yes, you can technically build it with hot swap as well. Do I recommend it personally? Hot swap plateless is always tough because things can jitter and it's not always like the best experience. So we have some different plate materials here. Is PP or palm plate deeper? I would say personally they're pretty close, but PP for me is a little bit deeper of a sound signature. Carbon fiber, and then we have an aluminum. Now I'm going to say perhaps today is more of an aluminum day, but I don't know. What should we do? I was thinking about using milky yellows or granites with this, but we can also use a long pull switch since we have or we could even do a tactile build if you guys want. Any because again we have we already have a set of Nixies pre-prepared, so we could do something completely different and we could change it up. Are you guys down for tactiles? Hell yeah! I don't have Type R's. I'm all out of those, but I do have some interesting ones. Let me see if I have any tactiles ready to go right now. Hold on, let me see. I didn't plan for tactiles today, but give me a moment. One moment, everybody. See what I got here. Ooh. We could do those Cherry MX Falcons. Although, again, I have zero clue on how these will sound. So these are Cherry switches, and they're tactile. They're very tactile. They're like extremely tactile. The Falcons are a little ass. They're not good. Okay, let me see what else I got. Yeah, those I'm very unfamiliar with, so that would be a gamble to use those. I think I also have like a light tactile switch in Wing Tree. You know what? Actually, these would be fun. I know they look like MX Browns, but these are the Wing Tree. Yeah, we could do these. I don't remember the name of them. Let me see. Let me go look up the stats of these ones. Those are already modded, and they're quite nice. I also have a full set of Milky Yellows we can do, like that I fully modded for this build, but let's go look up the stats of this one. So this is Wing Tree Brown switches. So the Yuying tactile switches. Yeah, these have a 3.7 travel, bottom out anyways, and they're 42 grams. So we could do these. People are saying they're nice. Let's do them, dude. Alex, are the Falcons like Type R level? No, the Falcons are aggressive for a bump. We should definitely do a video on those, but I don't know if today's a great day for that. Maybe on a personal build. Now, should I solder today or use hot swap? I kind of want to solder today. You guys okay with that? Yeah, they sent me a whole box of new Cherry switches. And then, dude, the thing I don't understand about Cherry is they send me a box of switches and then they send me like 25 of each switch. Like, what do I do with that? What do they want me to be like, test it in like part of a keyboard? I'm not saying they should send me a whole batch, but wouldn't it make logical sense to send someone a whole batch to take a look at? I don't know. I don't really get it. So it's not really my forte of understanding there. Hold on. You know, bunch of numbers, what I would do? I would maybe ask the PCB factory to just slightly increase the size of this bag. Just slightly. It's always nerve-wracking pulling out a PCB like this because you could damage a diode. I thought the same thing when I first opened it. Yeah, this is very tight. I don't even know how the fuck they got these in here. I guess it's just like it's assembly line then heat pressed. Small bags give me anxiety. Yeah, a little bit. Nice PCB though. Very, very plain. I like the color. Very like, almost kind of like the Glacier. Bit blue. We have some exposed traces. Well, some traces here. Very, very simplistic. Lots of options for solder. For hot swap, looks like we still have lots of options here. We have split backspace, split left, or split right. No ISO here, but we do have... we do have a split left here with no ISO, which... I guess that's cool to have anyways, but if you do want ISO, you have to use the solder. But again, one fixed bottom row for everything here. If you had to pick a fave keyboard in 3 ways, best looking, best sounding, and best to use, ooh, some of those might overlap. I almost feel like best looking that I've used in a while is the Enzo E. Best sounding, I really like the Manta, the way it turned out. So I'll just say that. That's like the best sounding keyboard that I've used so far. Well, actually, no. The Ori is also one of my favorite sounding keyboards. Best to use? I don't really get that one there. What do you mean by that one there? Got a question. Would you recommend tactile switch? Do you want something aggressive, VVV, for a tactile? How aggressive are we looking? But yeah, pretty good layout support on this. Can't complain. I do wish, for those who want it, there was a 6.25 layout. I know this does come in a win keyless variant, but it's always nice to have. You know, got to look out for my peeps who enjoy 6.25U. Now for plates. I kind of think the aluminum would pair really well with this. But I'm also down to use carbon fiber if you guys want. And any preferences? Good, we are using a tactile switch. Why isn't it March yet? I've been wondering the same thing. CF? Should we do a vote? Here, we'll do a poll. /poll. Like I said, guys, it is a very lazy Sunday, so if we take 15 hours to build this keyboard, then so be it. Just come here, hang out, and... we're just chilling today. I'm in no rush to do anything. I'm going to appreciate this keyboard today. All right, polls up. I really want my Manta, dude. Soon. I promise. Since it's my typing keyboard, just in the middle. So it would probably be aggressive or just in the middle. Have you considered using Type Rs? Type Rs are really good. Maybe these today too. These feel like they're going to be nice, and they're not as aggressive as Type Rs. And these are the Yu-Ying brown tactiles. You know, I hesitated between buying the Manta or the Enzo. Very hard choice. I think good choices no matter what you pick, though. Truly. Truly, truly, truly. No matter what you end up going with, all good choices. All right, we'll start some stabilizers. Let's just use some cherry clippings. Let's get this. This. Let me get this. Enzo seems like it's too good to be true. It's a beautiful looking keyboard. I don't think if you guys end up going with the Enzo E down the road for like split Alice, or not split Alice, just an Alice keyboard, I think it's going to be an amazing choice. What type of milky yellows you use? I've been going back and forth with everything. So I've been using the black bottom ones and then the KS3s, which I think they're both technically KS3s. Honestly, I don't remember which ones are which now, but... Oh, the music just seemed to stop. I don't know why the music just stopped randomly. It does this from time to time where I have to restart the capture device. Which sucks, because that means you guys were just listening to the sound of my voice for so long. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. That's even better. Thanks, man. Are the stock springs on factory lube of the Type R's any good? I've had it both ways, where yes and no. So I don't know. Like, I've had to redo batches, but I've also had batches where I'm like, this is acceptable. In my humble opinion, I would just redo them anyways. So I would not hesitate to just say, you have it in front of you. If you have the time, go for it and mod them. Let's grab my lubricants here. Let's grab this guy and let's grab... Sorry for the mix-up. I meant your favorite keyboard size. Oh, size? Dude, favorite keyboard size is literally 60 or 65. I think I could get by on doing those for a long time. Actually, we gotta trim them first. It's been a while since I've used my cherry clip-ins. Haven't had a good yapping stream in a bit. Yeah, I feel like I haven't really got to catch up. It's been a lot of busyness lately. But yeah, hopefully this weekend I'm gonna take my cameras out, get some mileage on my cameras. I really want to, like, I really want to go do some photography again. I feel like I just haven't gotten to do anything, and I've been so locked in my room working. No, I didn't eat pancakes today. I was gonna make them, but I don't have any chocolate chips. So I skipped breakfast entirely and just had lunch. Have you been bird watching? I have. That's actually one of my tattoos. This one is a bird. Well, it's a design of a bird that me and my dad actually went to go. We went to conservatory place, and that was a photo that we took. It's my only tattoo that has any semblance of meaning. But it was a photo we took together. Had key lime pancakes. Key lime pancakes. How does that work? Do you just put like a spread on them or something? They were like greenish colored? Oh, does anyone have any recommendations for a deeper burgundy aluminum keyboard? Oh, do they still have that burgundy Keycult TKL? That could be a good option. Feel you, Alex. I bought the Fujifilm X106, only got around to using it twice after 6 months. What do you like taking pictures of, Tofu? Dude, that's like my problem. Like, I went and I picked up a new lens for this camera, and I used it for one family event in the last month that I got it. And like, I used to bring my camera everywhere with me, and these days I just feel like I don't want it anymore. So I think it's also that I want to pick myself up just a small camera satchel, so I don't have to have it around my neck, kind of advertising that I have a camera with me, you know what I mean? Mainly street photography. Do you live in the city? It's always fun. Street photography is cool. I loved doing that at one point too. Is that a cherry stab? It is. Yes, these are Kikobo Glacier keycaps. Dude, everyone's been complimenting me on them, and I'm kind of feeling very happy. I appreciate you guys. I like wearing my camera like a guitar. I do the same thing, dude. Like I said, I do want to pick up a camera backpack, like a proper one. I don't like my Peak Design one anymore. I freaking hate it. And then I think after I pick up a camera backpack or small, like just a very like single camera satchel, then I kind of want to start bringing it around with me again. 'Cause I just, again, I don't like having my camera around my neck because I also, it's jacket season now. And I don't like it banging around my jacket with like all the zippers. You know what I mean? I got a tattoo recently and the artist had that Lego camera you built. And you was gonna do a good job after I saw that? Hell yes, dude. Did it turn out good? Not much nature around me. Also, I think the 106 is perfect in terms of size for street. Oddly enough, that's the camera I'm reaching for the most recently. I don't even know where it is right now. It's somewhere. But yeah, I've been reaching for that camera right now too. It's good. I like it. So why like the Peak? Please don't hate me for this, guys. I just think my Peak Design backpack, I don't like the color of it. It's gray. It's kind of ugly and boring. And then I also feel like I've outgrown that like techie kind of style of it. I hate wearing it for that reason. It's fine otherwise, but it just doesn't suit me. Like, I don't like the way it looks on me, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It makes me look like a little boy, and I hate that. It just like makes me look like I'm going to school or something. So, Peak Design stuff's kind of overpriced anyways. You need to try a banana pancake with sea salt in the batter. How would I do that though? So if I have pancake mix, do I just like squish up a banana? How does that work? And then do you use 1 or 2 bananas? I'd actually give that a go because I'd put I'd probably want to put salt and chocolate chips. Do you prefer Nixies or MX Blacks? So Nixies are a bit deeper to me. I would say Nixies kind of lie on the same deepness level as something like, they're still clacky, but like they're a bit deeper, kind of like milky yellows. But depends on the board. Depends what I'm going for. I think more times often than not lately I'm liking the MX2As. Check out the Shimoda packs. I use the Explorer V2. That's a brand I was actually looking at most of my landscape stuff, and I don't want to bring my larger f-stop hiking bag. Explorer and Action both have alu frames, which are great for hauling stuff. Yeah, I think I have a really nice big backpack already, Grant. So I have a big old school, like huge, I forget the liter size, but it's a Big Manfrotto. It's the middle one / very, very small one. And I also have a nice satchel, like a beautiful satchel one. That's probably one of my favorite looking bags that I have. It's more just like I want like a single camera one. But I looked at one from that brand, and then I also looked at this other brand called Ona. It's like all leather stuff. That one there seemed really nice, but a bit pricey. Mind showing off the case again? The wood looks so interesting. Absolutely! It would be my pleasure to show off the keyboard again. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm not putting these in wrong. So, back of the keyboard, looking beautiful. Here it is from the side, in case you want a different angle. Very pretty. We have the front of the keyboard where we have a bit more wood, which is a little bit separated from that, which is, I think, a nicer touch. We have the side profile, which is very standard fare. We have the back, which I think is one of my favorite parts of this board, is just this piece. But yeah, the only thing I'm noticing right now that if you guys want, like, it's not even really criticism at this point here, because it's just how the case closes. There is a slightly larger gap over here to, I guess, accommodate like a screw or something, but it's a little bit larger here on the bottom. But you'll never notice that. I'm just kind of nitpicking right now. Compared to like the sides, it just seems a little bit bigger. But again, you'll never notice that, and I don't think that's like meaningful criticism at all. It's just something I'm noticing. I broke my arm legit right after getting my JR75. Broke it with a soccer match. Are you okay? Do you have any suggestions for an external flash? Ooh. I don't use flashes that often, but realistically, just pick one up from like Godox or something. I think at this point, like, a lot of the more modern flashes all perform very well. I actually have a little, like, tiny baby, like, little Fuji flash that came with one of my cameras one time that actually was pretty good. Wish the Fuji GFX 100R had, like, a 60mm instead of 30. I agree with that, actually. I got to try the GFX 100R at the keyboard meetup. Cool camera. I wish it was a bit of a longer lens for medium format. I still think the concept of the camera is a bit silly. Having a fixed lens with a medium format sensor. It is what it is, though. Love your videos. 2 questions. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. Are you going to review the Neo 65 Sonic HE? I have no clue if I am. I hope so. Do you have any recommendations for a fully PC board with RGB underglow? I don't know what's available at the moment for that. Guys, any suggestions for Suharos? Any suggestions for full PC boards with RGB? Maybe a Tofu or something? An OG Think? Yeah, that'd be fun. Do you do some phone photography? No, but I want to so badly. Okay, did I tell you guys this story? About how I was watching that video and someone was doing comparison shots between a Leica and a iPhone, and people were getting confused. I actually was downloaded one of those like true RAW apps. Bro, the phone photography, I don't have the newest phone. It's pretty crazy. I never thought to try just using the RAW files from the phone, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good files. I still like the creativity you get out of the lenses. Like, it definitely, you can tell the difference. But if I was in a pinch, I would just use my phone for sure. Absolutely, bro. Oh, is the Chronos over? The Chronos is a good suggestion. I always forget that one there didn't sell out like almost immediately. That was a good suggestion though. Random question. I've been really liking Windtree Black Linears. Would I like MX2As? Yes, most likely. I think the natural transition that I've seen a lot of people go to is if you're into long poles, MX2As are a very good like full travel switch to get into because they're still very bright. So what's the name of the app? Halide or something? Halide. I tried that one. I just did the trial. It was like a 7-day trial. And then I tried also this other one called Pro Camera. But, okay, first of all, by the way, guys, I know people have to eat and stuff, but bro, Halide and all these other apps, they're like $80 just for the app to shoot with the camera feature. I was thinking maybe I'd find like a camera app for the phone that was like $20 or $15. These things are like 70 to 80 US dollars. So it's going to be like 110, 120 for me. Kind of wild. Kind of crazy prices for these camera apps. So I don't know if I'm going to buy one, but if I was in a pinch, like I said, perhaps. But absolutely insane pricing on these things. Apple gonna make Pro Camera app, I hope? They better, man. I don't know why they haven't. Actually, it kind of bugs me that they haven't. Oh, I still need this one. Your old Scout. Oh, dude. VVV. That sounds awesome, actually. Using an old bag like that. I wish I had something from when I was a kid like that. Can I get a quick rundown of the keyboard? Starts at 330. Has a lot of wooden accents that you can swap out for a different type of wood or for brass. And then also has an optional badge which you can put into the keyboard that has like a split resin look. But very cool. It also offers plateless O-ring, which is a very fun feature about this board, as well as top mount. All right, aluminum 1, the plate choice. Let's start putting these things in. How would you advise a newbie that wants to get an HMX switch to pick 2 or 3 options from the bazillion they have? Oh shit, that's a good question. If you're going for linears, which I'm assuming you are because HMX doesn't make a crap ton of tactiles. Oh, fuck. I don't even know these days. Do you have to go with HMX? Like, I would probably pick any of the new HMX switches at this point here because they all have very similar sound profile. But what I would do is also go with like a Key Geek switch, which something like the what were those really deep Key Geeks we tried? The B ones? Is it the B ones or the M ones? One of the two. I think it's the B ones, right, that are deeper. Or is it Y2s? I don't know. Fucking all so annoying with how they have different names. I swear to God, there's too many switches. Blue cheese is also very deep. You could with the blue cheese. Since the Cloudline has the same mounting options, what would you choose aesthetically? Actually, this technically has a bit of a different mounting style than the Cloudline. The Cloudline has O-ring, this has plateless O-ring. So you would technically get a different sound profile out of this. Aesthetically speaking, I think both boards hold their own. I think this is more fun, while the Cloudline is a bit more, and I don't mean this in a disrespect way to this board, because this is a lot more fun, I think, than the Cloudline. I think the Cloudline is a bit more like refined classic, while this is a bit more mixed material, a lot more fun that way. Like, this has a lot of character to it. So I think 2 different ways you can go there. But I think both are different enough. And then also, like I said, you kind of have to pick which mounting style you want. Are you still going to build the Cloud 9 V2? If we have some time today, for sure. I was thinking about doing it after this. I don't know what switches I want to use still. Cherry Blacks versus Nixies, what are your thoughts? Like, MX2As are more clacky, if you want to call it that. They're definitely brighter. While I think Nixies are kind of like a milky yellow, just a smidge brighter than them. Okay, what's this question Crispy's asking me? Crispy said, if you were on an abandoned island, naked, with volcano about to erupt in 4 days, what keyboard would you bring? Can I ask you a question? Did we need to put in naked on that? Did we... What is what is being naked on the island? Like, do I get anything for... Is there a reason? It's like adding a detail that didn't need to be there. It's a straight mail, I would agree. Germa type question. I would bring a... I would actually, legit answer, I would bring the biggest keyboard I have. That way there I could use it as a paddle when I eventually build a boat out of wood. Truly. I obviously have to build fast because I'm probably going to freeze to death because I'm naked. And also there's a volcano erupting. So there's my answer to that. The sharpest keyboard? I think there's only one keyboard that is like sharp like that, right? We could get the Glarsis massive keyb and use it as a boat. We could do that. Alex, I've had the worst luck with stab ticking lately. Can you show us how much dielectric grease? Yes, I only put... See this? It's not much. I like to coat the metal evenly with a bit of dielectric grease. And you guys have seen the way I do this. I am a firm believer in lubing your stabs after installation. So I think this is a great example because these are cherry clip-ins. You can get a good stab just by doing this. But you can get even better if you're willing to use a syringe and adjust a little bit more lubricant post-install. The big thing is to make sure you're not getting any lube on the bottom, so it's not creating like a suction effect. Question, how hard is it to adjust F-row lists and arrow key list boards? I'd say pretty easy. I would say extremely, extremely easy. Maybe like a few days at worst. Wait, I want to know your guys' answer. If you guys were stranded on an island, what keyboard would you bring? And why? I'm standing firm on bringing a keyboard to escape danger by using it as a giant paddle. I would bring the longest and thickest keyboard that I got. The Manta? Don't kill me. I'd bring a heavy one to kill prey. But Vaz agreed for camo. What was that long-ass keyboard? I don't remember what it's called, but I know which one you're saying. It's what's in my mind too, bro. Manta for water dynamics? I'd bring my F1 because I wouldn't be able to escape and I want to enjoy my last moments. That's kind of sad. That is a little bit sad, unfortunately. Alright, let's start putting this together. Newfie for starting fires? Is that a shot fired right there? The Athena 1800, the eyes will scare predators. Ooh, interesting. Boomerang, so I can hunt prey. I like that idea too. Alex, do you think you will have enough cherry clip-ins? If I run out, I'm ordering more. But yeah, I should have plenty. I keep cherry clip-ins stocked. That's the one stabilizer I keep stocked here because they're my favorite stabs. Oh, also, I can now announce this because the tickets have all been sold out. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate the Prime. For anyone who will be attending the Toronto meetup on November 15th, I have... How many was it again? 1 second. I don't remember now. One sec. Oh my god. Discord, are you frozen? Yes, you are. I donated 11 keycap sets for giveaways. So there will be 11 pretty much all brand new keycap sets at the Toronto meetup that will be given away. Use the Kohaku as bait to get more fish? Damn, that's a good one too. I would bring the Hyper 7 round 4. This can act as a boat. Oh, by the way, I think someone asked me a question about a Hall Effect keyboard earlier, about the endgame gear. If I missed it and you remember the question, if you're still here, feel free and copy paste. Probably owns Mouser and we just don't know it. Actually, dude, the one frustrating thing about Mouser is you can't get these. So these I have to order separately. So frustrating, actually. Where did you insert the lube from the syringe? So, to show you guys, do I have like a little syringe here that has the little thing on it? 1 second. Ugh, I need to clean up my syringes here. Okay. I wouldn't use this thick one here. Actually, you can still use it, but you have to be careful. I would just do a little bit from this end, right? So just squeeze it in where the wire is, and then put it down, and then do a little bit on this end, but literally only like a hair, not even that much. That's it. All right. Aluminum. I think the Toronto meetup's sold out now, yeah. Although I'm not sure. I should probably check again before talking out of my ass. I was told it was sold out. Do you have more black t-shirts than the white ones? Yeah, dude. Okay. Random topic. White clothing is the bane of my existence. Every piece of white clothing that I've ever owned has discolored. And I can't own like white t-shirts and anything like that. I just stop caring about that. I would rather wear any other thing than white t-shirts. I can't stand them. Yeah, we've used stuff like that, but it's so frustrating, bro. White gets discolored. Yeah, okay, so, fact about the human body here is I tend to sweat, so eventually the clothes get discolored. So there's nothing I can do. I don't sweat, I glisten. I like that. How many times in your life have you built a board completely flawless? Oh, I've done it a few times, Ice. Like, more than a handful. I would say also I'm not a great person to ask, because I've literally built well over 1,500 keyboards at this point here. And I've definitely had, like, anomalies of all sorts. We are the polar opposite. Most of my clothes are white since I'm mostly in my house. See, yeah, if I was just staying home all the time, like, I would wear white t-shirts because, dude, they make you look fresh. I like it. But, dude, black t-shirts are my favorite just because I'm also a bit of a messy guy, Sometimes I make little mistakes here and there, and I drop stuff. And this hides all the imperfections. Also, it slims me down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Slims me down, makes me look a little bit slimmer, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Hides that one ketchup stain? Yeah, literally. A few of my stabs have that suction noise when using a syringe, but I'll try it out. You're probably overlooping it, and it's probably settling to the bottom. My biggest piece of advice is don't overlube stabs. If you're unsure and they're still making noises after you've lubed them, then there's probably too much lube and you just can't see it. It's probably settled underneath the stabilizer, and it's now... The best way to do it here, pause music for 1 sec. Where's my tape? Just to visually show you guys what I mean. I just had it. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, here it is. This is what's probably happening. So when lube gets underneath the bottom of the stab, it's going to be kind of sticky, right? And as you push down, it does this. So if I use my finger and this is a dry stab, nice noise, right? If I use this, it kind of ticks because it's like a suction-y noise, right? So this is probably what's happening as there's more lube. Bassy, not as bassy, right? So the moment you get a little liquid underneath your stab from lubricant, it changes the sound profile of your stab, which can mimic, it very much mimics how a stab tick can sound. So be careful, sus. I wore my white sweater once and I spilled mustard on myself. I wore white pants once and I also... Every time I've worn anything white, I destroy it within like a week. So I just don't do it anymore. Vader, will the 22mm Ultra XL 50 gram be okay for... Oh, absolutely. They're going to feel a little heavier than 50 gram though, because they're 22mm, so... As a visual learner, I appreciate that. Anytime. I try my best. I try my best.
Yo, I said on Friday I was taking a break from getting new boards.
Uh-oh.
But drunk me liked the K-Beat fans Athena too much lol.
So you got it? I want to know how that whole situation came about. Like, what happened? I'm curious. I'm so curious what happened. I woke up to that order confirmation. Oh, so you don't even remember doing it? That's crazy. Imagine having keyboard knowledge to this extent. I'm flattered. I think it kind of goes in hand. It kind of goes like hand in hand because I've literally been doing this for 5 years straight. But I am flattered that you think I have this much knowledge. These sound good, actually. I'm actually really excited to try these. No, these are not MX Browns. These are the Wing Tree brown switches. I would say a little bit of a lighter tactile, but still quite defined. Because we have a linear build to the side here, which we're going to be using. So we get to see two builds today for this particular board. Luckily, the suction noise on two of my hot swap keyboards cleaning up the lube on a soldered would be tragic. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Like, there are some ways you can go about cleaning it without having to disassemble it, but it's just tricky, and you kind of have to be, like, knowledgeable on how to do so. But hot swap, easy peasy. It's an afternoon of taking it apart, cleaning it up, and then putting it back together. Easy peasy. These are gonna sound nice. I actually have a set of MX Browns I need to mod still, as well as some of those purple switches from Cherry. I'm putting these exact switches into my NES on 810E. Yeah, dude, this new menu is actually pretty nice. I think it's a new menu. Pretty positive this isn't some, like, rebranded Switch. What is this playlist, by the way? I think I put on slow jazz on my, or smooth jazz on my Epidemic Sound playlist. I don't know where it is on the playlist here, but it's just kind of doing random songs now. Honestly, I'm kind of vibing with it. I hope you guys are too. When I'm working, I like listening to slower music. Do you develop film? I wish. I wish I had the space and the time to do so. Oh, I'll find you. I'll get you like all the songs and stuff later. What's the title of your day list today? Like my playlist? Just Epidemic Sound, smooth jazz. Literally, it's all I typed in. It's just playing random ones. Does MX2A need relube and film? Wait, I don't have my Zoom stuff set up anymore these days, but here. Wait, where is it? Yeah. Unfortunately, you're gonna need to do that. I think out of every Switch out there, Cherry absolutely needs new springs. They literally need the whole thing done to them, the whole package of mods. It is worth it though. But yeah, I haven't done a zoom in a while, but yeah. These aren't MX Browns, no. These are Wing Tree Browns. I recently saw a lot of creators get the Bamboo Lab 3D printer. I'm not cool enough, man. I'm not cool enough for that. I would love a 3D printer. I just have, guys, I live in a small place. It is something like 1,300 square feet total, which is the same as my last place. So I have not gained any room. It's just a different layout now. So I am living in this with my girlfriend, working in a basement. So this is the max room I have. I don't think I want to put it over there, although it would be really cool to have in the background. But, oh yeah, I gotta take that out. You're right. You're right, Hong. How much of that space is keyboards? I think, I actually don't know what the size of this basement is, like square footage wise, but it's like 300 square foot of 350-ish. 1,200 square feet is pretty good. I'm thinking about downsizing myself. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think this is a great size. I think if I lived in a bigger place, it could be nice for certain instances, like having a bigger bedroom, because the rooms are quite small. Like everything's very tight, and there are certain things we'd like more for storage. But I think the reason why it feels tight is because we have to dedicate this as like a workroom. So we have literally like I said, around 350-ish square foot as a whole workroom. So we kind of lose that. We live in boxes in Toronto. Yeah, the last place I was in was about 1,300 as well. It was a condo. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, we just kind of moved now where it's the same square footage. Totally appreciate living here, though. It's just... yeah, if I wanted extra stuff, I don't have the space. Like, we are at max capacity. Completely maxed out, everybody. Massive spacebar cutout. I kind of like that, though. This is going to give the spacebar some room to breathe. All right. Let's put some stuff away. Currently looking for 2 roommates in Brooklyn. How is Brooklyn for rent? I'm guessing that's even more expensive than something like Toronto. I would assume so. Although I feel like everywhere's expensive now. I think Toronto kind of went down now. I've been looking at the prices, and it feels like everything's kind of stabilized. So if you were already kind of locked in, I guess you were good. But now if you're kind of going back in, Williamsburg, $1,500 each, 2 roommates to live in closets. Jeez, $1,500 USD, right? It's a win keyless, bro. Nah, we're and it needs a timeout for that one there because I actually looked, and it needs a timeout after that one. Oh, why did I take out this switch? What am I doing? I know. I took it the wrong one. I got it. Thanks, guys. Does Drake take up all the real estate in Toronto? Maybe. I don't know. Also, HHKB, bro. God damn. Need to try some 10U win keyless. Bro, that's like the one thing I don't get is the whole 10U spacebar craze. That one is a little wild. Alright, let's warm up our iron here and let's start soldering. 15U is superior. You just don't get it for lulz. Who's Drake? An entertainer. A Canadian entertainer. I took a pic with the 10U W1, then took it off. It's silly, right? I've never understood. I know why people like it. Don't get me wrong, like I get it, but also like I don't get it, you know. Alrighty. So let's make sure. There's nothing else I need to install, right? Pretty positive we're good for everything else. We'll go through some of the accessories when we get there. Yeah, we have the daughter board. We have some like little things for the top mount. Some gasketing, which I'm not exactly sure what the gasketing's for. Yeah, we look okay. Nothing I'm missing, bunch numbers. All right. Time to solder. Don't think I'd ever want to live in a city. Much more peaceful out in the countryside. I don't disagree. Have a look in the dock. I sent you after soldering. It's all in info there. Got you, man. Giova, thank you so much for the tier 1. A lot of cities I've noticed have their own. Oh, for posting stuff? Yeah, you're gonna have to look at like local stuff. Just let me check. When did a bunch of numbers send me that document? Oh, the other day. Let's take a look. Review documents. Do you, by the way, bunch of numbers, do you want any of this voiced on the stream? Or is this just more like for my knowledge? I'm hearing something. You accidentally turned the fume sucker on. Most of the info is fine? Okay, perfect. Alright, cool. I'll leave this open. I think I just need it for like the positioning of stuff. What temp? 340 at the moment. Bro wants Alex to suffocate. Fume sucker sounds nasty to me. Me too. I don't like it. I want to nap so bad, but I also don't want to be bored. I think it's okay to nap and be bored. I think you have to let your mind rest a little bit. That's literally kind of like my goal and plan today. Gotta let our minds just... Yeah, I switch it up pretty often, although I'll admit, because I haven't been soldering as much these days, because a lot of projects have been hot swap, I haven't swapped it out in a little while, just because like I feel like I've used my soldering iron like 2 or 3 times a month. So I just don't feel like... I used to swap it out every 2 months, but I feel like I'm just being wasteful at this point here. So I'm gonna probably give it another month, and then I'm gonna swap it out. I need more boredom? Yeah, dude, me too. Alex was telling me what to do. Don't spend money on gifted subs when you're employed. Get some rest when you're tired. Go to the doctor. Do you want me to stop? Is it unsolicited advice at this point here? My dreams are always so weird, but I had a really weird dream about doing math homework a few days ago. It's so weird because I could remember the problems. I used to have very fucking weird fucking dreams. Like, I had dreams that... do we want to get into this conversation? I feel so weird talking about them. There was one dream that I had where I was like in an arena, and this was like a reoccurring dream as a kid. And in this arena, I would watch things fight each other. And it wasn't humans or like aliens. It would just be like figures. And it was kind of creepy. But I specifically remember every time I would dream about that, towards the end, there would just be this like gray sludge that would be in this arena. And it wouldn't fight. It would just fill up the arena with like sludge. And I remember in the dream, I would suffocate in this kind of like sludge. And I'd always wake up in a panic. And I swear to God, it was like 2 or 3 years of dreaming the same dream. It was so weird. I've never dreamed it since. But yeah, it was just so strange, man. That's a nightmare, dude? Yeah, definitely a night. Probably more a nightmare than a dream, but... I love dreaming. It's free entertainment. I rarely remember my dreams these days. Dreaming of drowning or goo can be sleep apnea? Actually, for real? I have sleep apnea. Wait, why goo? I'm so curious now. Why goo? Start writing them down as soon as you wake up. Should I write a novel, guys? About my dreams? I dream of Alex, then wake up in goo. Can we get a ban on this Avo guy? Adam? Can you time out Avo? Who is this Avo guy? Thanks. Get this guy out of here, dude. Banish him to the Shadow Realm, bro. If you make the effort to remember your dreams, you get better at recognizing you were dreaming. I wonder if that would make me dream like one of those like lucid dreams, though. To me, that sounds frightening, and I don't want to do that. I think your brain is just like snot is choking you or something. Oh, interesting. Oh, Parth, none of the commands work on YouTube. You'd have to go to Twitch. I don't think YouTube offers commands. Like when you jolt awake, supposedly brain thinks you are a monkey in a tree and going to fall out. Really? Lucid dreaming is great? That sounds frightening to me, man. I don't know. That sounds hella frightening to me. So much fun. To me, it feels... Okay, it sounds strange, but it sounds like I would feel claustrophobic knowing I'm in a dream and not... Like, I can't freely move my actual body. Or, sorry, am I thinking of the right thing? What is it when you're stuck sleeping? That's not lucid dreaming. That's called sleep paralysis, right? That's what scares me. Never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. My bad. Sleep paralysis scares me. Lucid dreaming is when you can kind of control your own dreams. Yeah, sleep paralysis scares the fuck out of me, dude. The mustache model, check out my DMs. Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I have the budget to do it, but hell yes. This guy doesn't know his sleep types? Yeah, my bad, my bad. It's on me, it's on me. Too freaky and real? Is it? I don't think I've ever had a lucid dream. Sleep paralysis sucks. Thankfully, only experienced it once and it was young. I don't think I've ever experienced it. But, geez, man. Knowing what it is, oof, that shit freaky. Are we ranking your viewers' mustaches? Do you want to? No, I'm considering not becoming a face streamer anymore. I might just move to a VTuber model where it's only a mustache. I'm in the consideration phase. A talking mustache, exactly. Lips and a mustache? Oh god, that sounds creepy. Most annoying thing is waking up because of a cramp in my calf. For real? Actually, you want to know the most... Okay, that sounds painful. I have this one where I wake up and I sleep on my arm like... How do I... It's like this. I sleep on my arm like this. And because I've dislocated my arm when I was a kid, sometimes I wake up and I forget that I have my arm underneath and I move. And I can feel sometimes, on occasion, it's not all the time, it's very infrequently, but I feel like my arm pop in, pop out. And it sucks, dude. Alex, if you had to shave your facial hair or your head, what would you choose? My head. Bro, I am not removing my facial hair. If I ever have to remove my facial hair, I will take a break from streaming until it grows back. Nobody needs to see that shit, bro. I would lose all my viewers, okay? No one would come back to the stream. All of you guys would dip out after you guys see that. You'll need a VTube model then? Yeah, that's exactly what I'll need. Is this the scenario where you meet your GF with the facial hair, so now you're not allowed to shave? I think I've met everyone in my adult life with my facial hair. So, at this point here, I don't want to shave for anybody. You can do a Henry Cavill and CGI than the no mustache? Is that... He did that? For what movie? Just draw another one on. God. Superman? He did CGI no mustache? Wait, why? Was he doing another show or something where he needed the mustache? Oh, for Mission Impossible. Huh. But was contractually obligated to keep it for Superman. Huh. Did not know that. They had to reshoot Justice League, so he came back and then the CGI'd it off. Huh. Didn't know that. That's crazy. What HHKV is this? This is the Ada from Geist. That's your useless fact for the day? Honestly, I don't think that was that useless. I like Henry Cavill a lot, so. I heard there's new Witcher stuff coming out. Is that true? Anyone know anything about that? Like show-wise? Not that Witcher has been any good recently, but there is, but he's not there anymore. Yeah, that's a mistake. So what's it going to be about? Is there no more Geralt? What's up, Regalicious? How you doing, man? Different actor? Wait, who? Who'd they recast him as? It's his granddaughter or something now? Liam Hemsworth? I can kind of see that. Damn, though. Cavill was a good Geralt, though, bro. He was good for that role. Damn. He has a role to fill. They look nothing alike, though. It's jarring. That's crazy to me. Crazy to me, dude. Love Cavill, but Cornsworth did amazing as Superman in the new Superman movie. I'm with you there. I like the new Superman. Right? I think the new Superman was kind of like classic superhero. It was fun. It was good. It was really, really good. New Geralt, let's see. That's not bad, I guess. I definitely think Cavill looked better, though. But anyways, to go back to Superman, I think it was good. It was okay. It was... It had a charm to it, but I don't think it was something I truly was into. I do kind of like the DC universe as a bit of a more gritty, dark universe. I think the new Superman kind of kept it very like, okay, I hate to say this, the new Superman felt very Marvel-fied. Does that make sense? It just felt like a PG-13 kind of movie to me. And I think, in a lot of ways, I enjoyed it for that, but I think also I was like, meh. But I did genuinely enjoy the movie still. I'm not going to go crazy for it. I still think I enjoyed Fantastic Four a little bit more than the new Superman. It was everything I could have wanted from a Superman movie as a massive Superman movie. Or as a massive Superman movie fan, I'd say. It reminded me so much of the animated series growing up. Yeah, I definitely had that charm. I've been watching Superman a long time as well. I agree. Bro, is a Superman movie? Hey, I knew what I was trying to say. I'm just happy I can watch DC movie with the lights on. Speaking of which, when is that new Batman coming out with Robert Pattinson? Is that soon? Really? You thought Fantastic Four was a big miss? $2027. Oh, god damn, that's far. I think I'm a rare 90s kid that didn't get into superheroes. I get the appeal, just wasn't for me unless you count Reboot and Beast Machines. You said it by its... Was it... Weesh, are you from Canada or United States? Because you mentioned reboot. I'm just curious. Okay, Weesh, here's a question for you then. Do you remember beast machines called beasties? Apparently that was a Canadian thing. That it was called beasties at one point. I do, okay. Yeah, whenever I bring that up to anyone, they don't remember. So it's nice hearing someone else say yes. Reboot, oh man, haven't thought about that in years. Such a good show, dude. The Beastie Boys? No, not the Beastie Boys. It was just called Beasties. Or Beast Wars, or something. Let me quickly wash my hands. Alex, have you started Severance? High chair. No, I have not. Bro, I've been really into watching Dragon Ball Kai right now, bro. I'm sorry. I haven't started anything because I've been addicted to watching that. Code Lyco was Canadian too? Oh, I don't even remember what that one there was. Severance equals snooze fest. Bro, I am not bailing you out of this one. You can fight everyone in chat. I am not involved in this conversation because I have not yet seen it. I'm going to stay the hell out of this one. This is not my fight to fight here. Let's put the feetsies on. By the way, this does have a front height of 20 millimeters, which is, I would say, the top end of my ideal front height for keyboards. FYI. Severance is a snooze fest if you only watch the first episode. Okay, hot take. My snooze fest series that everyone else really liked was Game of Thrones. I could not get into that shit, bro. Game of Thrones, the first season, put me to fucking sleep. Not for anything. Nothing of that show got me into it. That's Harry Potter for me. Bro, thank you. Harry Potter just like did nothing for me, bro. Harry Potter felt like... Actually, I don't even want to get into this argument. Last time I got into this argument, everyone got mad at me. So forget it. Alex, did you pick it up? What? Pokemon ZA. Fuck no. I am not supporting Nintendo anymore on anything. Fuck Nintendo. I refuse to support anything they have. Just fuck them, dude. Fuck them up. I don't care. Done with them. Because Nintendo literally makes the worst products and then sells it to you at full price. And then never runs sales, never does anything. I'm just over Nintendo. So nice.
Love your nerd.
Thank you, Prof. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you. Yeah, Nintendo literally like has... And then they go after like creators and people who do fan art and stuff like that. Like, as if they're not raking in millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. So... But where am I supposed to play my Smash games? If not on my Switch? You guys can support them if you guys want. I don't really care. I'm just not into... I'm not into supporting Nintendo anymore. I'm so over it. The DLC should be part of the original game too. And then also, like, I'm over Pokemon because with Pokemon, the newest stuff of Pokemon, I've always... Okay, long story. I've always put money into... I've played every Pokemon. Like, literally everything except for Sword and Shield. It's the only one I've not played. And throughout the years, I've always transferred my Pokemon over. So I have Pokemon from when I was a kid in my newest games. However, I have to keep some of them in the bank now, in the Pokebank thing, whatever it's called, because the new games don't support all the Pokemon. So I just have a bunch of random Pokemon or Pokemon I want to use that the game doesn't support anymore because they're no longer doing that. They no longer want to support like a full game like that. And I would rather Game Freak and I don't know, maybe it's Nintendo putting their hands in the pot as well. I would rather them spend time to make an actual game where it has a bigger universe and doesn't feel like slop, because that's kind of what the storylines for all of them honestly feel like slop. I'm sorry. Everything recently has felt like slop. I would rather them spend money and like time to make a good game with a good world instead of the new shit they've been making. Honestly, I've enjoyed playing emulators for fan-made Pokemon type games more than I have new Pokemon actual official series. Everything else feels like I said, all the new shit feels like slop. I literally feel like they're just laughing, making a half-assed game, and then going, enjoy, guys. The fact that a lot of the Pokemon games still don't have full voice acting is fucking insane to me, dude. You're telling me, like, and they're saying what, Pokemon, the new one, it took them $13 million? Bro, on what? What did they spend $13 million on? It cost them $13 million to create that game with the same old graphics that every other Pokemon 3D title has made? And then they just made like a crappy, not super detailed city? I want to know what the $13 million went on. It's probably all marketing. So I'm telling you, dude, I really dislike supporting Pokemon and everything recently. Like Nintendo, Game Freak, I'm just so fucking over it. I'm just not happy with the stuff that they put out. And I'm speaking with my wallet. You know what I mean? There are leaks that show a rule that cannot use any fan-made art or contracts, which means if they make something close to a fan-made, they have to scrap it. That's so silly, dude. Like, what a way to segregate your community, you know what I mean? Alright, let's open this thing up. Support Digimon instead? I haven't played the new Digimon, but apparently it's real good. The gameplay of the battles is pretty solid, and that's really about it. The graphics between Switch 1 and 2 for Pokemon is crazy. Isn't it like almost non-existent, people were saying? It's like I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but I heard it was like basically no difference. Did you see Mega Starmie? Don't even get me started. I was watching videos on those things. Those new Mega Pokemon look dumb as fuck, dude. Those are like the laziest things I've ever seen. Some of those new ones stink. Playing Pokemon as a kid is why I have so many keycaps today. For that, I hate Game Freak. I think the old ones are very good games. I think everything up until, for me, again, I haven't played Sword and Shield, but everything up until the Switch, because even the first title was Legend of Arceus or whatever, that was meh. Everything up until then was great, and I really, really enjoyed it. Sun and Moon was amazing. All right. Wow, look at this. Okay, so one thing I will note on right now, and again, this could be in the notes, but I'll be honest, I don't remember if it was. Let's see if it's in the notes. A bunch of numbers can correct me anyways. One thing I would say, no, I don't think there's minor changes on this. Oh, okay, you sent a new doc? Let's see. Visits. Actually, can I link this to people in chat so they can read through it? Would that be okay? Because this is probably going to be a lot to cover on stream, and I don't want to bore people. Okay. I would recommend, if you guys are interested in this board, go through this. I think this is actually a very nice documentation for what to expect from a keyboard and just like feedback. So 100% go through that. One thing I will tell you guys right now that I would like to see is the F13 badge doesn't have a way to support it from the bottom, so it only has 2 screws in the top. So right away I can tell this shifts around, not that you guys can see, but this shifts around a little bit. And I would like to see maybe a way that this can be supported evenly so it doesn't move around. So that would be my only real criticism as of right now. This one here seems fine, so that one there is good, but this one here, because it's a bit of a longer piece, maybe it just needs to be screwed in a little bit more. But yeah, it does have some wiggle room. And again, I could just need to screw it in a little bit more there. Really cool concept though. So here's the top piece. Oh, you already put some gaskets on, so I guess these are some like little force brake alignment pins. We'll note to fix that. Amazing, bro. Appreciate that. So we have some little alignment foam here on the sides. This is cool to look at. That is actually really cool. Take a look at this. We can see the front piece of wood. And then above it, we have a piece of metal, which is going to be where everything sits and mounts. Really interesting how they did that. Or how a bunch of numbers did that. That is cool, actually. Look at this. That is a cool way to do it. So much light reflection there. Very cool. And then it just passes through the wood and screws into the bottom piece. I like that a lot. And then we have our brass piece over here, and then we have places where our top mount stuff can sit, as well as the other plate tabs. Cool. I think people just need to hold such high expectation for things. Oh, when it comes to like Pokemon, dude. Here's the thing: I don't even have high expectations for Pokemon. Why is the DB phallic, bro? Why is your mind in the gutter? In it? That's my question to you, my friend. All right, let's see. Where does everything go here? So, gasket positioning. Okay, so these are the gaskets, and the gaskets sit here. Oh, okay, so that's pretty easy where the gaskets go. Sentient, thank you so much for the tier or the prime. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Hope your life is, hope you're killing it in life right now, bro. Hope life's going smooth. All right, let's put a little gasket action here. So these are very soft pieces of poron. 8-degree typing angle on this guy too, which is cool. Oh, that's upside down. What color is this? This is considered Dune. Why does my antivirus say that site could be a phishing link? What do you mean? It's Google Drive. Oh my god, dude. I don't know, man. Don't click it if you guys don't want to. How's the MX Master? Actually pretty good, bro. Actually pretty good. A literal Trojan shake my head. Okay there, buddy. It's actually fine with my antivirus. It's just dumb sometimes. Is it the Google one? Because I know Google has their own too. Actually. Does the mouse feel heavier? Much heavier, dude. Okay, so then we need PCB alignment gasket. Okay, so those gaskets have already been put in. Okay, so the gaskets are done. And then alignment pins. There's a 3D printed case pin. So I don't think I have those, but I think, like I said, I think those are already installed. Oh no, these might be these. Oh no, that's the thing that's already installed. PCB alignment gaskets are necessary on the bottom case. The top case has alignment pins in. Oh, okay, so I need to put another one in. Okay. So I'm assuming it's these. Those are spares for the top case? Oh. Oh, I see how these work. Oh, okay, so it's like a piece of plastic. Okay, I see that. So then we need some for the top case as well? Or for the bottom case? I have the PCB alignment ones. Is it these guys? I'm guessing? Yes, these are it. They're just temporary for the prototype. Yes, gaskets for the bottom. Okay. Sounds good. I mean, I appreciate all this stuff anyways. I think little things like this can make a huge difference for how a keyboard sounds. So I do appreciate all this. I have a 10-year-old G502 that looks brand new compared to it. The good old G502. The classic. Can't go wrong. All right, so the gaskets are done. Wait, Alex, have you ever used switches that have been desoldered in a hot swap board? Yes, you just got to make sure they're not terribly desoldered. If they're terribly desoldered, then unfortunately you might have some like quirks, so to speak. But yes, you can technically use them. Technically, you can. Have you gotten your hands on the Soleil? I just got it in. To put it lightly, it's not Canon Key's fault. It's Canada Post. You guys might have to unfortunately wait for that stream. I need to figure out a day I can do it because Canada Post really screwed me over with your neighborhood. I don't know how to pronounce it. They really screwed me over with that package. So it was supposed to be delivered like last month, and I just got it in like two or 3 days ago. Alrighty. Daughter board time. Make these screws and our daughter board. I'm finally getting a new desk. Should I pay $70 for a 48 by 30? I think a deeper desk is way better, bro. I vote deeper desk. 1010%, bro. I ended up going with a 30-inch deep desk this time, and it has been a game changer for me. Deeper 100%, especially if you don't have a monitor arm. Dude, even with a monitor arm, amazing. It feels like a whole new world. Alex would know a thing about... Okay, you know what? I want to hear it. I know this is some sort of joke about my curved desk. Get your desk. What the... Okay, banana. Yes, I would say 1000%. The deeper the desk, the more room you feel like you will have to work. So again, personally, I really think spend the extra dollars and get the deeper desk. $1,000%. And then, if you end up getting a deeper desk, you won't feel as cluttered or constrained if you get a monitor, or sorry, a desk shelf. That's the other positive there. I guess we'll start with the O-ring build for this. Ooh. Wait, which ones are which? Does it say in the dock? I don't see it. 70 O-ring fits quite tightly with the PCB. It fits, but can be tested out, but be tricky to take out. Which one's 78? Which one's which? I'm guessing the black one's 70A and the white one is 50 and this is 30? Hell yes, dude. Nailed it. Alright, we're gonna try 50. Nailed it, dude. Alright. So this is fun to put on. I really like this concept, by the way. Actually, I think this new refinement you made by having the notches on the O-ring is so freaking smart. So in case you guys are wondering, this works in plateless as well because the O-ring has little notches to hook into the PCB. How cool is that? It is an amazing concept. So you still get the O-ring feel. And then it also becomes a little bit less daunting to put this thing on, and you can use whatever gaskets, or not gaskets, whatever stabilizers you want. And then it just sits like this. How cool is that? That's really cool. Is that the right orientation? I am pretty sure. Yeah, that is. But I think these need to be pushed in a little bit more here. I don't think I've pushed them in quite enough. Yeah, the Quantum still had a really cool way to put gaskets in, but this is even, like, this is so simple. There we go. Now it's all pushed in. Like, I know this seems like such a small idea, but I feel like this goes such a long way in just the evolution and like small tinkering of like how to make things better. Not for nothing too, I really hope this gets rolled out into other keyboards. Like, I think this is such a smart way to do this. And if anything comes from this particular board, like this board's already like super awesome. I hope this kind of becomes like an idea that makes an impact within the hobby. Love this. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully it gets more absorbed into every O-ring project. Yeah, I just really like it. I know there's already PCB snaps, which kind of work the same way, but I really just feel like PCB snaps are cool because, you know, you can snap them in on the sides, but this is uniform. So this definitely would differ from something like a PCB snap. So I guess the other thing I'm wondering too now is if I end up going with a plate here, would you recommend I put anything underneath over here? That way there it doesn't, what's it called, tap against the bottom case? Or would there be no need, bunch of numbers? Let's see, does it recommend anything for that on the build guide? Flake, if you need a nap time, you go get a nap time, bro. Cool, that's actually, this is so neat. I love this addition to this board. This makes it so much fun, man. Alignment pins in the top case align with it so the PCB won't move horizontally. Okay, perfect. Should I put these on now too? Or these are non-adhesive. Never mind. These only go on. I thought these might have been adhesive. Yeah, I can show where the O-ring sits. Check this out. Ooh, my stomach's growling. I promise I'm not hungry. Can't really see it from the side here, but basically the O-ring just lays on top of these, basically these gaskets, which were notched up already. So we're kind of just laying them on top of that. So now let's put that back down. And then from the side, you can see it just kind of fits into the bottom of the board like that. So it's actually kind of like almost like a hybrid, which is interesting. Cool. Why is my stomach just like... It's saying I'm hungry, but I know I'm not. Ah, and then friction fits into the bottom now. It gets pushed into it. Oh. Those gaskets are also going to be slightly denser than they are now. So do you mean like thicker? Because I was about to say, the one thing I might prefer is if these were a bit thicker. Because that would be awesome if they were, to kind of give it more of a true friction fit, opposed to like a really long O-ring gasket. Damn, that is neat. All right, let's put this back in. I think I need to get my other bit. Dude, enjoy the F1 race, Matador. Love you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in while you could. Enjoy the walk. Cool. Alright, so let's put these in. Alright, and then we'll figure out some keycaps for this bad boy. I would simp for walnut, but I don't have the budget for keys like this right now. Awesome design though, numbers. Yeah, this is beautiful. Very, very beautiful key. I missed it, dude. Gator, how are you, bro? How are you? Hope life has been treating you more than fairly. I saw you build some Athenas. What's your verdict? The one from KBD fans? I think it's a good keyboard. It's just, you have to like the design. That's it. Like, I think the design is maybe not going to be for everybody, but genuinely, I think it's good. I think it's a solid project from them, with a bit more of an out there design. Beauty. All right, what keycaps now? That is the tough part, huh? That is the tough part now, is figuring out what I want to put on this. Bro said cubed. You know, a beige keycaps would look more than fantastic on this. Stone, modern materials. Fremen. Fremen would be interesting. Let me see. Oh, let's see what's available. Ooh, I need to get up anyways. My legs are starting to feel a little bit stiff. Let me see what I have. Oh. Actually, abstract would look really good on that too, guys. British Racing Green? I don't know if BRG would look super good on that. I'm kind of down to do modern maps. Let me just see if it's available. Pretty sure that is. Or actually, you know what? I'll do Classicer. Fuck it. Classicer's right here. I do think Classicer would look beautiful on this. Let me get the box for it. Dude, I need to pick up a few GMK sets. This Christmas, I'm buying a few for myself. There are a few I've been itching to get. Today, actually, should I use this one or this one today? Actually, I might use this one here in honor of the wood build today. Ooh, this is heavy. Which ones? I don't know. I just want to pick up a few new GMK sets. I don't really have anything on my wish list at the moment. Is this a Christmas song? I don't know why so many Christmas songs pop up on this. It is. Fucking get out of here. I don't want to be reminded that we're almost at the end of the year, please. Thank you very much. No need to be reminded, dude. Unobtainium looks cool too. Gorp is nice. Gorp's a cool set. Nice to see you again. Can't wait till you're mine. It's gonna be nice. I was eyeing up your keycap puller at the NK meet, but he said it was specifically for you. He wouldn't budge. Yeah, I'm sorry. Dude. I'm very sorry. This is a beautiful puller from Mr. Regalicious. Beautiful. So stunning. No, these are not MX Browns. These are from Wing Tree. And then we'll try another keycap set on the other Nixie build as well, guys. So don't go anywhere. I know I said I wanted to do a double build today, but what I might do is after this stream's done, maybe I take a little break, reset myself, and then maybe we come back and do a second stream later tonight with the Cloud9. Once I put it all on, Flick, I'll do a little test. Listen, Flick. I know what you meant. That came out sus as fuck, bro. I know what you meant, bro. Yes, please, the C9. Yeah. Plus, I think it would also give me a moment to pick some keycaps or some switches to lube for tonight too. Because I did prep some linears for it today, but I also think I might want to try something else. Oh, dude, this looks so good on this already. Hell yeah. I don't know if they haven't mentioned anything about that particular Neo 65 Sonic. So, all right, guys, let's not get too sussy now. Let's drop the sus HJ thing, okay? Let's not get too weird with it. I love Classicer, is such a nice set. It is. It's beautiful. On this board too is like absolutely immaculate. Look at this thing. This looks gorgeous. Let's zoom out a bit. Ooh, so many tools. Let's move these out of the way. Let's get these out of here. Alright guys, I've come to the conclusion that this stream is... Oh yeah, the too sus thing. Dude, I think sometimes we get a little too sus. I miss the old Alex streams. Dude, old Alex streams were even more sus. This is such a cool looking board. I love the resin accent. Agreed. If you ever make a TKL as good as the Manta, I'm spending 1K if needed to grab the board. Love the aesthetic of the Manta, but couldn't afford it at the time. I think you guys will like the next project. Although, to give you a hint, it's not a TKL. But I think you guys will really like it. It's not quite as fancy schmancy as the Manta, because the Manta was a project in which we said, if this costs a lot of money to machine, then so be it. Like, we still had to make sacrifices, but the Manta was one of those, well, if it costs us money, we don't care. But this next build, we're doing, this next board, not build, we're doing something that still is fancy, but definitely with a little bit more of like a understanding that we don't want it to be like over the top money wise, you know? $40 confirmed. Actually, I'll grab a 62. I don't own a single 60. You make a PC 60%, I'm going all in. I don't think we're going to be doing PC boards. Mainly because STR doesn't do a whole lot of PC. I think we do acrylic. Plus, acrylic ends up being cheaper, which is nice. But I have some cool ideas and things for the future that I think you guys will like. What's your least favorite keyboard layout? I don't think I have like a least favorite. I feel like that's not fair to say. No, I like 75s. I don't really know. I don't know a good way to answer this question. Dude, that looks so good with the resin accents on this. This almost gives me like a bit of like an Atlas encyclopedia vibe with this particular. I don't know why. It's like reminding me of like water and land. This is very pretty. Wow. How does it look? Dude! And a little bit of Indiana Jones, yeah. Wow, that's nice. Yeah, look, I love seeing the wooden accent from the front. Like, from my angle, you can see it. You just get a lot of character on the board without it being, like, overly complicated. Oh, I can already tell you I like the way this sounds. All right, shall we do a sound test? Let's plug it in. Why not? Let's plug it in. Actually, will it fit okay with this cable? A little tight with this particular cable, just a little note. So these are the Wingtree brown switches with an aluminum plate done in the O-ring configuration. Oh! I didn't even tune the stab yet. No, the stabs are not flawless. I can definitely... There's room to improve on my stabilizer here. But damn, that's... nice! Let's just tune the stab. Just do spacebar. Just ever so slightly. When the switch returns as like rain patter. Yeah, I really like these switches. These are a tactile switch that you can definitely tell they're tactiles, but it's not like in your face. All right. No, I did not lube these. They were already pre-lubricated. Yeah, see, like you can already, for me, I can tell a difference. Damn, I really like these switches. I'll take both earphones for this one here out. It's like a 3.7 mil, so I would assume these are pull bottom out, not rail bottom out. I love the way this feels and sounds. I also want to say I think it's partly the mounting system of this too that's really giving it like this defined clack. I'm so curious about using the Nixie's plateless with this. Are we all good? Can we switch over now? Do you guys want some more typing on this? This sounds really good. I'm very happy with this. Can you show the underside? Of course. Ugh. There's the underside there. And then you can get a cutout if you want in the middle too. Like there's tons of ways you can customize this. So these are Wingtree. I don't remember the exact name of them now. Wingtree Yujins? Yuyings. Yuying Tactiles. So they are I think this is the 42 gram one. But they're in Unikey. I know the oak definitely has a bit of like a floorboard, but like there's different ways you can customize this project, which is cool. Ooh, very nice. Big fan of the way this sounds and feels. The only thing that, again, just to go over all the things that maybe I didn't like, there's really only one major thing. I'm not going to press on it right now because I don't want to like break this. I do think this accent piece, if you do end up buying it, should be supported better. Because as I showed you guys, it kind of wiggles a little bit. Other than that, super easy install. I like the thoughtfulness of all the gasketing too to kind of help the board align itself to, like the alignment on this feels really good for, you know, an O-ring board that's not really friction fitting against the side. So very happy with that as well. But let's open it up and let's switch to the plateless version now, because I really want to try the Nixies really badly. Just a recommendation with the plateless build, I would stick a gasket in the middle on the underside of the middle. Wait. I would stick a gasket in the middle on the underside of the middle of the alphas. Okay, so like just dead in the center over here. And you did say the density, or I guess the thickness of the O-rings are changing for the final build though? I think I'll move over the keycaps too, instead of just getting a whole new set. So I kind of like the way these look, and I would like to take photos with these. Just joined, is this Classicer? You bet. You betcha. Do you mind, Alex, if I'm planning to do a titanium and copper for the cloud line with MX2As, would you sound better with aluminum or PC? I would personally get Alu. Although, if you're going with a hot swap PCB, why not get both? And then you can kind of just play around with it, because all of our preferences are a little different. You never know what you might end up liking or disliking. I think there was only 3 screws in the bottom, right? Alrighty. The gaskets are going to be slightly denser and less bouncy, meaning the PCB can't bottom out. Currently, it only bottoms out if you push in the middle. Yeah, honestly, we had something similar happen to the Manta, so we had to make some changes for the final. So I get you. Guys, would you guys allow me like 3 or 4 minutes to go get some water and use the washroom and stuff? We'll call this a little intermittent break over here, because I just realized we're at like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm thirsty and I also need to pee, so BRB. All right. Oh, my music died. Dude, I don't know why the music does this from time to time. Alrighty. I think it's just because of import prices and stuff like that. And like, I think they're maybe including that already in that too, neutral. I have no clue. I don't want to like mislead you, so. I can't afford a new Mac right now. You know, I was looking at the Apple trade-in program for my old Mac Studio. You know how much they want to give me? Any guesses, anybody? And it's not like my M1's bad or anything. Yeah, it's about $450. That's how much I get for my old computer, which is 3 years old. $450 for something I spent $2,000 on. Bro, might as well be 2 hot dogs in this economy. Check the Amazon trade-in. I didn't even know Amazon does trade-ins. Dude, they're so stingy, Dane. And then I was like, okay, what if I trade in my MacBook? Because I don't really use that as much, and maybe just get the new Mac Studio and trade in the Mac Studio. And for my MacBook, they were willing to give me $350, which makes no sense. But whatever. Whatever, dude. Alrighty. Let's switch this over, and then for this one, let's try the denser O-ring. Apple wanted, or them there. I got at least $100 more from the trade-in from Amazon, which is kind of wild when you think about it, huh? And then I also have to remember to put a... Oh, this is the wrong side here. Got to put in a gasket in the center, as numbers told me to do. This is from KBD Fans. It's manufactured by Kazuha, but it's I think it's being sold on KBD Fans right now. It's very pretty. I think there's only 2 colors though. I think it's silver and this. Dude, this O-ring system is so much fun. I love this. All right, and then I was told to put a little gasket. So let's just put this one. Has this board been released yet or no? No, in like 2 weeks. Like here numbers? You won't have to do this for the final ones, guys. Is this good? I'm assuming so. Middle of the alphas. Oh, so like here. Like that. That should be the middle. Yeah. About there. No, I'll probably be doing a Cloud 9 build later today, but I didn't realize I'd spend so much time with this one. That's not a bad thing. That means it's I'm having a lot of fun with this board. But I would like a little break in between. And then also I'm reconsidering what switches I want to use for tonight's build too. I love this, dude. I love this O-ring system so much. This is so good. Hell yes. Okay. Now we can just slop in this here. And screw it together again. Ow. Hit my elbow. Should I order a Cloud 9? It looks great. I mean, it's a very solid 60% board. So, in my opinion, if you were after a 60, hell yeah, why not? But if you're after something else, don't force yourself to buy it, you know? But if you're looking for a 60 right now, then sure. I don't think it has any downsides, if that makes any sense. It's gonna sound more full. I know, I'm excited for this. Very, very, very excited. But yeah, tonight I'll probably do the Cloud 9. We'll see though, because I might also do that new Cannon Keys one tonight. Or maybe I'll just do that tomorrow during like, or after the other board tomorrow. But we'll see. Either way, we're gonna have a lot to do in the next few days here. Thank God these are magnetic, by the way. Really big pog to that, by the way. Huge, love it. Norn, what's up, dude? How are you? I like the stainless steel bottom of the Cloud 9, but besides that, I'm not much into it. The Cloud 9 is a very, very simplistic board. When you look at it, it's not visually insanely striking for most of its combinations, which I think is a good thing in a way too. So it gives you a bit of a break from the usual. I have an electric screwdriver. I never, ever use it. This is from Gion. It's a Nonch one. Oh, wait. I'm just going to stick 2 random switches in here for now and not solder them in. Oh my God, don't worry about it, numbers. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. It's not your fault. Okay, we're random switches now. Here we go. I'll grab 2 milky yellows. I just realized it. I apologize, bro. You're all good,
that
dude.
That screwdriver is Nanchia business.
I like that. I'm gonna say that from now on. It's okay. This Gatorons slot in here nicely. You can't even tell. Don't even stress. No, these won't even move, dude. These will feel like they're soldered on. See? Gatoron makes them insanely tough to take out. So good Sunday to you too, antagonist. How are you? That way there I can go find some Nixies and put these in afterwards for for numbers. Scroll F5. Alright, let's move over this keycap set now. So, a little recap as I put these keycaps on here. This board is awesome. I think this is another crazy good project we've seen the last little bit here. Very minor things. Obviously, a lot of it's been, if you guys read that document I linked earlier, a lot of it's already been covered. Like some of the very minor things that I read in the document as I was going through it, numbers is already correcting, so really no point in harping on it. Stuff that probably wouldn't matter to the end user too much anyways. Like even if you got it in this kind of configuration here, you'd be probably more than happy. The only real thing then that I noticed about the board was the accent on the top needs to be secured better, or else it might break if touched, or might move around and sink. I think this board has quite the unique mounting system. It is an O-ring, but it's almost like a hybrid gasket O-ring friction fit kind of thing. Like, look at the movement with this. Look at this. And this is not a lot of pressure, and with the hardest O-ring. So I like how this is a bit of a hybrid. I also love how the O-ring gets installed on this. This is a very convenient plus amazing little way that this gets installed, and I think and I hope more people kind of adopt doing something like this because it gives flexibility to the board. And I know some people were comparing this to those PCB snaps, but I will say PCB snaps are not really a true all-around friction fit. Now, mind you, this isn't really friction fitting to anything kind of like an O-ring, but it is giving you that kind of very even gasket across the entire board. And I thought it was just going to float on those tiny little gaskets, but you can feel it getting compressed into the bottom, which is awesome. Those wood accents though, yeah. Just another day. The place is still stable for now. Just saw briefly about politics and just tossed that out. I'm just gonna chill, dude. For real. The politics stuff online gets a little bit draining at times for sure. Like, it matters a lot. I get it, but at the same time, like, you gotta give your brain a rest from that shit, bro. Sometimes it gets a little numbing. It's draining and getting harder and harder to avoid. Yeah, like, I don't go out of my way to avoid politics, and, like, I do find it's very important to read up on those things, but I do believe in breaks, and I do feel like you can't just... I don't think it's healthy to just absorb all that information 24/7 and have that be the only thing you think about. And I think with, like, the way algorithms work these days, it really pushes you to have one narrative of train of thought, which is just thinking about politics. This is the coziest and literal comfiest board I've seen in a while. It is a very comfy keyboard, huh? Oh, dude, I can already tell I'm gonna love the plateless O-ring build on this. Thanks for posting the Atari 87 video. I picked it up alongside the Abstract keycap set. Did you do the same color combo I did? Dude, it's such a good looking board, huh? I am happy you're here, Roth. Thank you so much. Hope I'm saying that right. Hope you enjoy the board when it comes in. Can I just watch One Piece in peace? Dude, I get you. I get you. Yeah, there are times where I don't want to think about it either. I just, like, need a break from everything, and I think that's healthy, and I think that's important, bro. I'm excited. All right, guys, here we go. Take off your earphone. So this is Nixie's. We'll ignore the two milky yellows over here. Nixie's GMK Classicer plateless build with the heaviest O-ring. Ooh. Damn. Dude, this feels really good too. Like, it's so, look how soft this is. Oh man. I would say a typical kind of TKL crossbar section over here. I've never, like, TKLs with the backspace and modifiers along the side. I think they're always just okay. Dude, these numbers. I know the F keys are making noises, but I just wanted to see what they sounded like. This sounds insane. I love this. I do think the modifiers, again, TKLs and modifiers and me have never been, like, best friends. I think they sound fine for what they are. I wouldn't say they're standout. The spacebar, insane. It feels really good. Sounds amazing too. The alphas on the plateless build are very, very unique. And I say unique not in terms of really sound, but it's almost kind of like look how bouncy this board is. Ooh. Does it remind you of typing on your desk? Bro, leave my old desk alone, okay? Okay, this is extremely nice to type on. Again, feeling-wise. To try to put it into words, usually I think most builds that are O-ring kind of have this medium firmness. Closer to firm, like it's very, very, you know, dense. This is just a pleasure to type on. Like, this is soft, it absorbs a lot of impact, and you still get that amazing sound profile of a plateless build, mixed in with a little bit of that clack from an O-ring. It's like a good best of all worlds, not even both worlds, best of all worlds kind of build here. Damn. What do you think makes this bouncy? It's the fact that the O-rings are resting on gaskets. And then it kind of compresses down and then gives you like this double... And it's just a plateless build too, right? So I think this is really, really nice for that. But yeah, everything sounds nice on this. I'm sold. This might be one of my favorite sounding boards in a little while that we've done on stream. What do you guys think? Nice. Really nice. You know, man, I love the F1. I just for the sound profile and the fact that you can do this O-ring plateless in such a manner, I kind of like this more feeling in sound-wise. They're both amazing, though. Like, the F1 also has a distinct sound profile that I think sounds really good. But I kind of like this more sound-wise than the F1s. But I think I want to build it plateless. I think the joy of this board might be the plateless O-ring. Looks-wise, I'm more of an F1 kind of guy. I do think the F1 in its, like, blocky design has definitely always been my thing, so... Okay, you know what, Blaze? I'm not even going to read that. This guy, dude. Is it possible to get another sound test that just got here? Of course! Yeah, I guess my only concern in the long run for this board is if the wood would start to warp. But if it seems to just be a thin layer, kind of like how Mode does it, in that case, it should be fine. I think both combinations that we did sound really cool. It sounds so good. It's fun. It's not bad. Kind of like this. It's nice. I would say overall, very nice sound signature. Very, very pleasant. Deep, clacky. Like, it's the best of everything. I like it a lot. So, yeah, and I have an F1. So, I mean, I love my F1. I love all the F1 builds I've ever done. But I do... It's interesting because I've always been a sucker for O-ring. And I've always been a sucker for a good plateless build. I think the way that Numbers has kind of combined these into play here. Again, I wouldn't call this a true friction fit O-ring, but I think its concept of how it kind of seats itself on the bottom and then creates this universal silicone piece is really, really unique and definitely gives you a bit of that O-ring sound signature, which is that clack, mixed in with a nice plateless feel. But yeah, really like this. Really, really like the sound profile on this. Love the bounce. The feeling is really cool on this too. Like, if you're into a softer type, this might be the one for you. The internals are amazing. I love the way that they that Numbers did the O-ring. So just to show you guys this again, the O-ring doesn't need to sit between the PCB and plate combo. It actually sits on the bottom and then kind of lays itself down on these gaskets. Again, not true friction fit O-ring, because friction fit O-ring would be more on the sides and then squishes together. But I would say this gives it kind of like a pseudo O-ring effect with a very, very, very nice sound signature overall. I would actually more call this leaning more towards a gasket than O-ring design. So, but again, I think you get a little bit of best of both worlds sound-wise. Also easier to manage. Very easy to manage O-rings since it doesn't slide into the sides. It uses these little pieces over here to kind of just seat the O-ring. So if anyone's ever kind of hated using O-rings before, does it need a new mounting system name? I wouldn't, yeah, like Numbers, if I could give you a piece of advice, I would call this something different. Because I think on your sheet, on your web page over here, you have it set to just O-ring. I don't know what I call this, but maybe gasket O-ring hybrid or something like that. Because I think the immediate thought of when I think O-ring is usually going to be like friction fit. But I love it regardless. Like whatever you call it, I think it's freaking awesome. But yeah, I definitely think it's a bit more unique than just calling it O-ring, which maybe works in your favorite, you know? Because let's see, what did you call it again? I'm going to the website right now. I think you just called it plateless O-ring. Yeah, I would maybe think of something else to call it. It's unique in that sense, you know? Floating O-ring also sounds cool too, right? Yeah, interesting. Very, very cool. There is a really good description out of all this too, like you can read on the website on like, you know, the thought process with this, but very awesome. Well, love this. This is great. Great project. Pancake mount? Okay, there, buddy. Alright guys, well, I'm very, very happy. And I hope Bunch of Numbers is too. If you guys want to follow the project, check out Numbers website or check out the Discord or stuff like that. Are you going to stream tonight or take your camera out? I'm not going to go anywhere today. I'm just probably going to chill for a little bit and then also get some food and make some dinner and then go back to streaming. I'll let you guys know, like I don't want to promise anything right now just in case something comes up, but more than likely I will be doing the Cloud9 or the Canon Keys board today. So, but thank you again for Numbers for sending this out. I genuinely think this is an awesome project. I think that if you guys want a TKL or are in the market for it, 100% check this thing out. Again, even if it's nothing gets changed in its current state, I'd be a little bit careful about this resin badge if you end up getting one. But the project as is, which I think is important to look at, if Numbers changes nothing of what he's listed, I still think this is a very, very solid project. With a bit more refinements, this becomes almost, for me, something that feels near perfect. So really, really like this. Numbers did also mention that the wood, because I did point out there's a little bit of gap between the wood, like it feels almost hand drilled or something. Numbers said that they're going to be working on that as well. But there's the bottom over here. And it does have a bit of a shine to it, which is really cool too. I'm not usually an oak wood finish kind of guy, but it does look kind of cool on this too. Very, very neat. Oh, that's a Torx bit. What am I doing? I almost think this is a contender. And you know what? It's funny, and I'm going to be, again, very blunt on this. I don't know if this is a contender for like top 5, because I have a different aesthetic that I love. I love the use of wood here, and I think it's still a very nice looking board. But I think in terms of like where I'm thinking this might fall into like my top 5 is like the way this internal system fits into place. I really like it. I think Numbers killed it with the internals on this board. Like truly, truly killed it with this. It's just so soft and so lovely to type on, man. Like I love this. And the price point's so good too. Like I can't stop thinking about that as well. Like you could literally get, just remove the resin accents, you can get this board for $330. How would you rate the switches versus MX? You mean these guys? These are nice. They're definitely not MX Browns though. I would say they're very different. This versus the Neo CU? I'm gonna go with this, bro. I love the Neo CU, don't get me wrong, the new 80. This is so much more my vibe, sound-wise. Love, love, love this guy. If I had to pick one right now, I'd pick this. Like, hands down, no contest, I'd pick this. Unless you really are vibing with the Neo CU the way it looks. Definitely a different vibe aesthetically, so. I don't know, like, do you like brass? I would probably go with the walnut myself. Like, if I had to pick one, I'd pick walnut. And I'd probably pick moss or dune or slate as the colors. I'd probably stick with dune or moss. And those would be my color choices. Again, I'm not really an oak kind of guy. Maybe you are. Maybe oak makes sense for you. But if you don't like any of the wood finishes, then yeah, the premium for brass makes it $380, and I don't think that's terrible. I think it's pretty good still. I'm more curious as to what the price of that carbon is going to be. If that ends up being something Numbers ends up making. Very curious. So, I appreciate my mods instead of streamer. Just appreciate my mods instead of streamer. What happened? That one would only be a special edition if the carbon parts are hard to produce. Ah, okay. Those carbon ones look sweet though, Numbers. That looks so cool to me. But alright guys, that's gonna do it for the stream today. If you guys want, perhaps later, I would say just stick around in the Discord. This is Dune, yeah. Stick around, I'll let you guys know what's happening in the Discord for tonight. But let's go see who we can go raid. And if I want you, me? I don't know what we do. Let me plug in my keyboard here. Let's go raid Marshmallow. Copy. Paste. Oh. Did I not plug it in? I don't think I did. There we go. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys maybe later. And get some food in your belly. I'm going to get some food in mine right now too. Get some water, hydrate. Actually, I'm going to hydrate now as we take off here. Love you guys. And enjoy your week. If I don't get to see you this week, bye everybody. Love ya.